When we consider the frontier of the Old West, cities like Tombstone, Deadwood, and Dodge City are usually probable to return back to mind. Cities complete of life, ambition, and a feel of opportunity. But hidden inside those as soon as thriving city landscapes are the remnants of a specific time. Ghost cities of the antique West. These cities, which as soon as hummed with hobby and promise, now stand eerily silent. Their memories whispered through the deserted streets and crumbling buildings, from bustling mining groups in California to the active railroad facilities of Bodie. Each unmarried ghost metropolis has a selected story of fast increase accompanied through unexpected loss of life and remaining ruin. On today's episode of Native Journal, we embark on an adventure uncovering the mysteries and tragedies that linger in those forgotten corners of records. Join us as we discover the haunted records of the ghost cities of the Old West. Let's start with South by Skiptown, Wyoming. South by Skiptown in Wyoming stands as one of the maximum iconic ghost cities inside the state, a real relic of the Old West. Located approximately 10 miles north of the Oregon Trail, this ancient website online changed into as soon as a thriving gold mining hub. Founded inside the summertime season of 1867 through a set of Mormon prospectors who determined gold inside the Wind River Mountains, South by Skiptown lies in a small valley alongside Willow Creek close to the southeastern seas of the mountains. Though gold lines have been discovered in Sweetwater Creek as early as 1842, the vicinity changed into predominantly occupied for the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Sioux tribes who fiercely defended their land from intruders. Miners needed to be vigilant for Native American assaults till U.S. troops arrived in 1866 to offer a few safety no matter the region's constrained ore supply. The discovery of enormous gold on the Destiny website online of the Carissa mine drew a hurry of miners and their families. By 1868, it had grown to extra than 250 buildings, housing a populace of around $1,000, with loads of mining claims staked. South Pass City had become the primary of 3 mining camps inside the Sweetwater Mining District, accompanied through Miners, Delight, and Atlantic City. In 1870, Fort Stambaugh changed into setup to offer ongoing Navy safety for the settlers and miners. The metropolis's principal road changed into bustling with hobby, stretching 1/2 of a mile. It featured Severa saloons, restaurants, preferred stores, medical doctors' offices, a bowling alley, and different businesses. At its peak, the mining district supported as much as 3,000 people. Newspapers and prospectors searching for traders frequently exaggerated the gold reserves inside the vicinity to inspire extra settlement. This antique town held sufficient importance that it had become the county seat of Carter County, later renamed Sweetwater after being included into Wyoming Territory in 1869. The city retained this reputation till 1873. South Pass City performed an extraordinary position in records whilst William Bright, a neighborhood miner and saloon owner, delivered the primary ladies' suffrage invoice in Wyoming's first territorial legislature. After the invoice handed in December 1869, Wyoming had become the primary kingdom to supply ladies the proper to vote. Just 3 months later, Esther Hobart Morris, a resident of South Pass City, had become the primary woman public respectable inside the United States whilst she turned into appointed magistrate in February 1870. During her 8-month tenure, she presided over 27 cases. Although the city skilled numerous mining booms inside the following a long time, they have been short-lived. The citizens tailored via way of means of turning to livestock, logging, and small-scale industries. Eventually, South by Skip metropolis turned into deserted and had become a ghost city. By 1949, the final of the unique pioneer households had left, and the homes fell into disrepair. In 1966, the Kingdom of Wyoming bought the deserted city website online as a present to its citizens for its 75th anniversary. This acquisition ensured the renovation of the city's storied past. The city turned into meticulously restored via collaborative efforts among kingdom government and personal groups. Today, 23 unique homes, residents, about 30,000 artifacts, maximum particular to the ancient village. While best a handful of human beings stay in South Pass City year-round, the city comes alive every summertime season with lots of tourists. Visitors can discover this true slice of the American West with volunteers to be had to reply questions and manual tours. Access to the Anciendal website, online calls for a modest price, and taking walks excursion courses also are reachable to beautify the experience. Ruby, Arizona. Ruby, Arizona is a well-preserved ghost city approximately 70 miles southeast of Tucson, near the Mexican border inside the Coronado National Forest. This former mining camp, as soon as a bustling hub of activity, gives a captivating glimpse into the past. Ruby's story started with its status quo as a mining camp. Still, it won notoriety inside the early 20s because of a chain of brutal double murders. Despite those grim events, the city endured to prosper for numerous a long time earlier than being deserted in 1941. After its citizens left, Ruby became closed off via way of means of personal owners, making it inaccessible to the overall public. In the overdue 1960s, the metropolis noticed a short resurgence as hippies took over. The Ruby Mines Healing Undertaking now manages the metropolis, permitting traffic to discover its records for a wraith throughout exact hours. Among the ultimate systems are a schoolhouse and a jailhouse that are silent witnesses to Ruby's storied beyond. The metropolis's faraway location, lively border patrol operations, and a massive colony of Mexican free-tailed bats deter many informal tourists. However, for the ones inquisitive about ancient protection in ghost towns, Ruby is a treasure really well worth the effort. The metropolis's isolation and preserved kingdom make it an excellent vacation spot for records buffs and adventurous photographers. The adventure to Ruby can be challenging. However, the praise is a completely unique and brilliant connection to Arizona's wealthy beyond. Kennecott, Alaska. Kennecott, Alaska sits inside the coronary heart of Wrangell Street. Elias Countrywide Park and Preserve is the most important countrywide park inside the United States, spanning 13.2 million acres. This good-sized desolate tract may want to inshape Yosemite and Yellowstone inside its borders, with room spare for Switzerland. Prominent copper reserves inside the region led mining magnates to set up Kennecott inside the early 20th century. At its peak, as much as 600 employees lived and labored inside the metropolis's 76 buildings. The 14-tail wood-body Pink Mill is the maximum iconic structure, set towards a lovely mountain backdrop. The metropolis flourished till the copper assets have been depleted in 1938. Despite the tough labor, Kennecott's close-knit network located time for pastime. The metropolis boasted a pastime middle that hosted dances and films or even had an ice skating rink. Today, accomplishing Kennecott calls for a 59-mile-per-hour on a gravel road. Visitors can take a records excursion led via way of means of a park ranger from the Kennecott Visitor Center or truly wander the metropolis's streets. You will need to book a 2-hour excursion with St. Elias Alpine Guides, a personal operator, to go into the mill. Kennecott is a wonderful piece of records, supplying a glimpse into the beyond inside the breathtaking expanse of Alaska's biggest countrywide park. Rhyolite, Nevada. Rhyolite, Nevada is a charming ghost metropolis located inside the Bullfrog Hills, about 120 miles north of Las Vegas and a quick distance from the Jap front to Demise Valley Countrywide Park. This network's records is marked via way of means of a remarkably short growth and bust period. The discovery of gold in 1906 sparked a hurry that attracted the hobby of metal mogul Charles M. Schwab, wonderful from the monetary offerings tycoon. Schwab poured tremendous investments into the metropolis, main to the development of inventory exchange, school, teach station, opera house, and today's indoor plumbing and electric systems. However, a chain of monetary problems contributed to the abandonment of Rhyolite via way of means of 1920, with the electricity enterprise bodily switching off the lighting and sealing the metropolis's fate. After its citizens left, Ruby become closed off via way of means of personal owners, making it inaccessible to the overall public. In the overdue 1960s, the metropolis noticed a short resurgence as hippies took over. The Ruby Mines healing undertaking now manages the metropolis, permitting traffic to discover its records for wraith throughout exact hours. Among the ultimate systems are a schoolhouse and a jailhouse, that are silent witnesses to Ruby-S storied beyond. The metropolis's faraway location, lively border patrol operations, and a massive colony of Mexican free-tailed bats deter many informal tourists. However, for the ones inquisitive about ancestral protection in ghost towns, Ruby is a treasure really well worth the effort. The metropolis's isolation and preserved kingdom make it an excellent vacation spot for records buffs and adventurous photographers. The adventure to Ruby can be challenging, however the praise is a completely unique and brilliant connection to Arizona's wealthy beyond. Kennecott, Alaska. Kennecott, Alaska sits withinside the coronary heart of Wrangell Street. Elias Countrywide Park and Preserve is the most important countrywide park withinside the United States, spanning 13.2 million acres. This good-sized desolate tract may want to inshape Yosemite and Yellowstone inside its borders, with room spare for Switzerland. Prominent copper reserves withinside the region led mining magnates to set up Kennecott withinside the early 20th century. At its peak, as much as 600 employees lived and labored withinside the metropolis's 76 buildings. The 14-tail wood-body pink mill is the maximum iconic structure, set towards a lovely mountain backdrop. The metropolis flourished till the copper assets have been depleted in 1938. Despite the tough labor, Kennecott's close-knit network located time for pastime. The metropolis boasted a pastime middle that hosted dances and films or even had an ice skating rink. Today, accomplishing Kennecott calls for a 59-mile-per-hour on a gravel road. Visitors can take a records excursion led via way of means of a park ranger from the Kennecott Visitor Center or truly wander the metropolis's streets. You will need to book a 2-hour excursion with St. Elias Alpine Guides, a personal operator, to go into the mill. Kennecott is a wonderful piece of records, supplying a glimpse into the beyond withinside the breathtaking expanse of Alaska's biggest countrywide park. Rhyolite, Nevada. Rhyolite, Nevada is a charming ghost metropolis located withinside the Bullfrog Hills, about 120 miles north of Las Vegas and a quick distance from the Jap front to Demise Valley Countrywide Park. This network's records is marked via way of means of a remarkably short growth and bust period. The discovery of gold in 1906 sparked a hurry that attracted the hobby of metal mogul Charles M. Schwab, wonderful from the monetary offerings tycoon. Schwab poured tremendous investments into the metropolis, main to the development of inventory exchange, school, teach station, opera house, and today's indoor plumbing and electric systems. However, a chain of monetary problems contributed to the abandonment of Rhyolite via way of means of 1920, with the electricity enterprise bodily switching off the lighting and sealing the metropolis's fate. Founded in the late 1800s as a coal mining town, Thurber was once a bustling hub of industry, fueled by a corporation that kept the railroads moving. It wasn't just coal that kept Thurber alive. Its mastery of brick production, using the region's natural shale, turned it into a powerhouse. But then, as oil fields boomed in Texas in the early 20th century, Thurber's lifeline was severed. The shift in economic focus from coal to oil marked the beginning of its end. By 1933, after a devastating fire and the corporation's exit, the town stood abandoned, its once thriving streets empty. Yet, its legacy lives on through the imposing brick smokestack and the W.K. Gordon Center, standing as sentinels of a forgotten time. Visitors today can grab a key from the smokestack restaurant, unlocking the gates to a century-old cemetery, a hauntingly beautiful remnant of Thurber's past. Goldfield, Arizona, was born in 1893 amidst the rush for gold, but its glory was short-lived. By 1897, mine collapses silenced the once thriving town, leading to its first abandonment. A brief resurgence in the early 1900s couldn't save it, and Goldfield faded into obscurity, overshadowed by the looming Superstition Mountains. Now, Goldfield offers a glimpse into Arizona's mining history, not through perfectly preserved relics but in its quirky, touristy charm. The remnants of its mining past are scattered throughout, but it's the eccentric attractions that draw visitors in today. Stroll down Main Street's wooden boardwalks, where the spirit of the Wild West lingers, offering oddities like a reptile museum, nostalgic train rides, and an exhilarating zipline with views like those of a soaring buzzard. The weekly staged gunfights bring the drama of frontier justice to life, immersing travelers in Goldfield's lively, entertaining take on its rough and tumble past. Over in New Mexico, the Chaco Culture National Historical Park takes visitors back even further. Nestled in the high desert, it dates back to around 800 AD, once the beating heart of the ancestral Puebloan culture. For 300 years, it thrived as a center for trade, governance, and ceremonial life before fading into history. The stone structures they left behind are awe-inspiring: multi-story homes, public buildings, and circular kivas, all linked by an intricate network of roadways. Modern visitors can explore these ancient ruins on foot or hike trails like the Pueblo Alto Trail, taking in panoramic views of this long-abandoned civilization. Stay late, and the stargazing in this international dark sky park is nothing short of breathtaking. On the West Coast, Calico, California, offers a different kind of ghost town experience. Founded during the silver rush of the 1880s and 1890s, Calico was revitalized in the 1950s by none other than Walter Knott of Knott's Berry Farm fame. While many of its original buildings are gone, the town's quirky attractions remain. Highlights include exploring a historic mine, trying your hand at gold panning, and riding a narrow-gauge railroad through the town's streets. Calico is a blend of history and kitschy entertainment, perfect for those seeking a Wild West experience with a twist. Compared to Bodie, a more preserved ghost town in Northern California, Calico's playful features, like the tilted Mystery Shack, stand out. Lastly, Terlingua, Texas, may have been abandoned after the Quicksilver Mining Company went bankrupt in the 1940s, but today it's a vibrant, quirky ghost town full of character. Nestled near the Rio Grande and Big Bend National Park, it's the perfect stop for adventurers. Visitors can explore weathered stone homes and a cemetery adorned with rocky grottos and wooden crosses. The Terlingua Trading Company offers souvenirs, while the Starlight Theater transforms into a lively dining and live music venue at night. For a truly unique stay, choose between see-through bubbles or cozy Airstream trailers under the desert sky. The highlight of Terlingua's calendar is the annual Chili Cook-Off, a tradition since 1967, drawing chili lovers from all over for a weekend of flavor and fun each November. Terlingua, Texas, isn't just a ghost town. It's a living remnant of the Wild West where the past and present collide in the most unexpected ways. Tucked away in the vast, rugged desert landscape of southwest Texas, this town, once abandoned after the decline of its quicksilver mining operations in the 1940s, has found new life in the most eccentric of forms. Visitors who step into Terlingua aren't just stepping into history, they're diving headfirst into a place that defies expectations, where the frontier spirit is alive and kicking, mingling seamlessly with modern-day quirkiness and a vibrant community spirit. The town's ramshackle buildings, weathered by decades of desert winds, stand as silent witnesses to a time when miners toiled in the unforgiving heat, extracting mercury from the earth in the hopes of striking it rich. But Terlingua's appeal goes far beyond its ghostly past. Today, it's a thriving tourist destination that attracts adventurers, artists, and anyone with a taste for the unusual. The town may have been abandoned once, but it refuses to fade into oblivion, its pulse still strong under the scorching Texan sun. At the heart of Terlingua's revival is its quirky, bohemian atmosphere that draws in visitors from all walks of life. It's a place where you can sip a cold drink at the iconic Starlight Theater, once a crumbling movie palace, now a bustling restaurant and bar that comes alive with the sounds of live music on a warm desert night. As the sun sets behind the distant Shizos Mountains, the town transforms into something almost magical. The sky, an endless expanse of deepening blues and purples, stretches out over the desert like a canvas painted by the hands of time itself. Stars begin to appear, twinkling like diamonds scattered across the heavens, and in that moment, Terlingua becomes a place where history, nature, and human spirit converge in the most unforgettable way. But to truly understand Terlingua, you have to explore its bones, the remnants of its mining days, still scattered throughout the town like the fragments of a forgotten dream. Walk among the crumbling stone ruins of the old mining outposts, feel the weight of history in the air as you trace the footsteps of the miners who once called this place home. The cemetery, perched on a dusty hill overlooking the town, is perhaps the most hauntingly beautiful reminder of Terlingua's past. Rows of simple wooden crosses, some adorned with the trinkets left by visitors paying their respects, mark the final resting places of those who came to this desolate place in search of fortune and, in many cases, found only hardship and loss. Yet even here, in this quiet place of remembrance, there's a sense of reverence and peace, a connection to the souls who built this town with their sweat, blood, and dreams. Terlingua's modern-day charm lies in its ability to balance its ghost town heritage with the vibrant culture that has blossomed in its wake. Art galleries, quirky shops, and even a trading post offer visitors a chance to take home a piece of this unique town, whether it's a handmade craft, a piece of jewelry, or just a memory of the time they spent wandering its dusty streets. And for the more adventurous, Terlingua serves as the gateway to some of the most breathtaking natural wonders in Texas. Big Bend National Park, just a short drive away, offers endless opportunities for exploration, from hiking through rugged canyons to rafting down the Rio Grande. The stark beauty of the desert landscape, with its towering cliffs and sweeping vistas, is a reminder that nature, like the human spirit, can endure even in the harshest of conditions. But Terlingua isn't just a place to visit, it's a place to experience. Each November, the town hosts the world-famous Terlingua International Chili Cook-Off, an event that has been drawing crowds since 1967. What started as a friendly competition between chili enthusiasts has grown into a massive celebration, complete with live music, dancing, and, of course, enough chili to feed an army. The cook-off embodies the essence of Terlingua, an unpretentious, down-to-earth gathering of people who love good food, good company, and a good time. It's a tradition that, like the town itself, has stood the test of time, proving that even in a place where the past looms large, there's always room for new memories to be made. And then there's Garnett, Montana, a ghost town that stands in stark contrast to the lively spirit of Terlingua. Located about 35 miles east of Missoula, Garnett is one of Montana's best-preserved ghost towns, its wooden buildings standing as a testament to the once thriving mining community that called it home. In the late 1800s, Garnett was a bustling town, home to nearly 1,000 residents, including miners, shopkeepers, and their families. At its peak, the town boasted 4 hotels, multiple businesses, and even a candy store, a rare luxury in a mining town of the era. But like so many towns built on the back of the mining industry, Garnett's fortunes began to wane as the gold ran out and new opportunities arose elsewhere. By the end of World War II, Garnett had been all but abandoned, left to the elements as its remaining residents moved on in search of better prospects. Today, the town is a hauntingly beautiful snapshot of a bygone era. Visitors who make the trek to Garnett are rewarded with remarkably well-preserved buildings, including the general store and hotel interiors, which offer a glimpse into the daily lives of the people who once lived and worked in this remote mountain town. Unlike many ghost towns, Garnett's structures have been carefully preserved, thanks to ongoing efforts to maintain the site for future generations. This commitment to preservation allows visitors to step back in time and explore the town much as it was over a century ago, walking through the same streets and buildings that once bustled with life. But Garnett isn't just a place to visit, it's a place to lose yourself in the past. The silence that envelops the town, broken only by the rustle of the wind through the trees and the occasional chirp of a bird, creates an atmosphere that is both peaceful and eerie. As you wander through the town's empty streets, it's easy to imagine the sound of hammers ringing out from the blacksmith shop, the chatter of miners gathered around a poker table in one of the town's saloons, or the laughter of children playing outside the schoolhouse. Garnet may be a ghost town, but its spirit lingers in the air, a reminder of the people who built it and the lives they lived. For those who want to explore beyond the town itself, Garnet offers plenty of opportunities for outdoor adventure. Nearby hiking trails wind through the surrounding forests, offering stunning views of the Montana wilderness and the chance to spot local wildlife. And for families with young children, the visitor center provides treasure hunt lists, turning a visit to Garnet into a fun and educational experience for kids. It's a perfect way to combine history with adventure, giving visitors of all ages a chance to connect with the past while enjoying the natural beauty of the present. St. Elmo, Colorado, offers yet another glimpse into the past, its wooden buildings standing as silent sentinels in the shadow of the towering Gunnison National Forest. Founded during the gold and silver mining boom of the 1880s and 1890s, St. Elmo was once a thriving town with a population of around 2,000 people. Its fortunes were tied to the railroad, which brought goods and people in and out of the town, fueling its growth. But like so many mining towns, St. Elmo's fate was sealed when the railroad stopped running in 1922. Without its lifeline, the town quickly fell into decline, its residents moving on in search of new opportunities. Today, St. Elmo is a popular destination for tourists looking to experience Colorado's mining heritage. While many of the town's buildings have succumbed to the ravages of time, a few wooden structures still stand, including the general store, which opens during the summer months to sell antiques and souvenirs. Visitors can also rent ATVs and explore the former mine trails that wind through the surrounding mountains, offering a thrilling way to experience the town's rugged landscape. St. Elmo may be a ghost town, but it's far from forgotten, its history preserved in the wooden beams and dusty streets that remain. Exploring ghost towns like Terlingua, Garnet, and St. Elmo offers a unique opportunity to connect with America's frontier past. These towns, once bustling with life, now stand as enduring symbols of the pioneering spirit that shaped the American West. They remind us of the dreams that were made, and shattered, in the pursuit of fortune and the resilience of those who braved the harsh realities of life on the frontier. Each town has its own story to tell, its own history etched into the walls of its crumbling buildings and the dust of its empty streets. And while the people who once lived in these towns are long gone, their legacy lives on, a testament to the fleeting nature of human endeavor in an unforgiving landscape. As you wander through these ghost towns, you can't help but feel a sense of awe at the resilience of the human spirit. These were places where people carved out a living in some of the harshest environments imaginable, driven by the hope of striking it rich or building a better life for themselves and their families. And while many of these towns were ultimately abandoned, the stories of the people who lived there continue to resonate, offering a glimpse into a time when the American West was still a wild and untamed frontier. It's a reminder that, even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can endure, and that the history of these ghost towns is a history of both triumph and tragedy. In conclusion, exploring ghost towns like Terlingua, Garnet, and St. Elmo allows us to step back in time and connect with a vanished frontier. These towns, with their weathered buildings and hauntingly beautiful landscapes, stand as monuments to the dreams and ambitions of those who once called them home. They offer a window into the past, a chance to experience the rugged beauty and harsh realities of life on the frontier. But they also serve as a reminder that, in the end, even the most vibrant communities can fade into history, leaving behind only the echoes of the lives that once filled their streets. So, whether you're an adventurer seeking a taste of the Old West or a history buff looking to explore the remnants of America's pioneering past, these ghost towns offer a journey into a world where the past is never truly gone. It's just waiting to be discovered.